The next step would be to go to those Prometric centers and sit down, and you can take as many of those test drives as you want. The 30 minutes, I think they're $30. And then you say, you know what, I went to this one. It was too loud, too noisy. It was too many computers. It was next to another center that was loud. That's going to affect your performance. And it's a shame to invest time and money, many, many months to study, and then realize, uh-oh, I didn't do well because of something happening there. And unfortunately, it's real, and it's happening more often than usual. So be aware of that and move on, okay? Now, a lot of people I've asked before, if you have any tests coming up soon, let me know. Let my team know. Assessment tests. If you want to know where you're at right now, I would suggest to do this. Ready? Open up your QBank, whatever QBank you have, and what you should do is create 3 blocks of 40. So 3 blocks of 40 questions, and you do them timed and see how you would score. Based upon your score, then you figure out, okay, go back and look at your incorrects, right? I always ask this of you. Whatever you got wrong, figure out why you got it wrong. Was it because, hey, I had no idea about, you know, a DIC versus TTP versus ITP, or I knew it, I wasn't really familiar with the PT, PTT, how to differentiate bleeding times like we're going to do today. So that's where I'm coming to, right? You have to be honest with your performance and say, well, I got to study more. But studying isn't like studying in med school, guys. I hope you understand. I hope if you're on here for a while, you realize watching my QBank videos, which I really strongly suggest all of you to take the time and go to the QBank, which you have all access to, by the way. So it's me on 24/7 on demand. So if you have issues with certain questions and certain content, you should go there and see if I have a video on it. And if I have a video, it's because it's high yield, and I show you how to learn all the content, because you are responsible to know HUS, TTP, ITP, Bernard-Soulier, Glanzmann thrombostemia, thrombostemia. You are responsible to know this. You are. I'm not saying you're going to get a question on it, but if you do, you are going to get about PT, PTT, bleeding time. Are you familiar with epidemiology? Do you know the mutations? Do you know that? You have to know it. And if you're familiar with it, can you answer the question? This is where we all fall short. And I'm honest with you too. It has happened to me many times in the past where I'm familiar with it. I know what they're talking about. I just don't know the last piece of information to say, uh-oh, which one happens in females versus children? So I'm going to ask you a quick question before I answer one of the doctor's questions in the chat. We have TTP. We're going to do this again. And HUS. TTP, thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura, and HUS. One happens in kids, and one happens in females, typically. Which one is which, right? So kind of goes HUS, kids, boom. Children, typically, and then TTP, typically females. And that's a good sign to remember. So if you know one, you know the other, and then there's a lot more, obviously. But like as far as the presentation, the triads and everything, but knowing where the USMLE can try to get you, like I've told you before, age and sex, the age of the patient, the male versus female, typically they'll have to give you a lot more than just male versus female to give you an answer.